Hello traders, Pecanzington GoldMedalPennyStocks here tonight, and I want to talk to you about the stock chart for PTOO, PTOO Incorporated, which is an OTCBB traded stock. So we alerted this stock last night through our newsletter at http://goldmedalpennystocks.com, and our alert ran up 5% today, almost 4.55% on solid volume. So it was a pretty successful alert, and the beautiful thing about PTOO is we're actually keeping this one as a long-term play. It's definitely not just a one-day kind of flipper, As you can see, we closed up on significantly high volume. This is just below record volume, second highest volume day since issue. So very significant volume here, and we closed at a high of day. So lots of shares were accumulated here, and we're looking great. So let's talk about this chart. The first thing we want to point out here on the RSI is that you'll see the 5-period RSI had crossed over the 14-period RSI, which is a general construed buy signal for the RSIs. It's kind of saying that the more volatile RSI indicator is quickly gaining steam, and that the 14-period RSI will shortly join it, which when both these indicators are going up generally means the price action is moving up as well. So bullish sign there. Next thing we want to point out here quickly is that the RSI, the 14-period RSI, the most traditionally used one, is currently sitting right in the middle of the buy zone, which is construed to be anything between 50 and 70 on the RSI. So that's very bullish right here at 62.41. So next thing we want to point out here is that we closed above the 50-day moving average, which was at $1.13. So basically 1.138 per share. So as you can see here, very bullish. I mean, that's going to trip a lot of technical scanners from technical traders. So there's going to be many more eyes on this one tomorrow. We're actually expecting volume to probably even increase on a Friday, which is pretty seldom does that happen, but we could easily see it here. And again, we can see the PARSAR, which is these blue dots right here, on bottom of the price per share. I'll come back to that in a moment, but basically it's a short-term trend, lagging trend indicator, and it's kind of telling us right now that we've got a bullish trend going on. So keep that in mind. That's the PARSAR. I'll come back to that one to mention it again here shortly. The next thing I want to point out is the 13-day exponential moving average. The 13 EMA is what it's abbreviated as, and it's currently at $1.06, right in this area right here. So as you can see, price per share is kind of sailing above that right now. It's rocking above that, and this is one of the most commonly used short-term momentum indicators used by penny stock and nano cap traders. Microcap, basically anything in this below $5 per share. This is one of the most common short-term trend analyzers, and we are above it, so that's what's considered to be a breakout by most people that read the 13-day EMA. So here you can see that the volume's been trending up very nicely, which is what we like to see, obviously. This is a fairly new issue, as you can see by its kind of short trading history, and its 50-day moving average just started back here in March, late March. So that's when the first 50 days of data were collected, so a moving average could be formed. So this is a fairly new issue, and you're seeing the volume finally wake up. So basically investors are kind of starting to realize what exactly PTOO is, and they're deciding if they want to put their money in it or not. And as you can see, since the volume is increasing and it's been green, people are investing. People are definitely buying shares off the ask here, and the price is going up. So we're seeing a lot of accumulation these past, since May started pretty much. A lot of accumulation here, very, very, very bullish. So let's move on and talk about the MACD here really quickly. So you can see the MACD is, let me just get my drawing tool. The MACD is right here. Right here. You can see this bullish crossover here, and we've got the histogram is also reading bullish, obviously, because it's a bullish crossover, and the MACD is curling up pretty hard. So that's a bullish sign from this indicator. Short-term momentum is what it measures pretty much, and short-term momentum is jacking up pretty hard, as can be seen by the price per share. So the MACD is looking very bullish. The Accum Dist and the OBV on balance volume are both spiking up, and they're agreeing with each other. I mean, they're pointing in the same direction. So that's kind of telling us that the shares are being accumulated, and it's a significant amount of accumulation because the volume backs it up. There's the volume to make it a significant trend. The CMF is something, a crucial indicator I want to point out here. As you can see here, right here is the CMF. We're currently sitting at 0.464. In yesterday's video, I pointed out that 0.2 is considered bullish and 0.4 is considered extremely bullish, and we're currently sitting above that even at 0.464. There's a ton of retail accumulation happening here. People are definitely grabbing shares off the ask and not thinking twice about it at this point. I mean, this is a very, very strong spike up by the CMF, which is another bullish sign here. Just a ton of accumulation lately. And this is looking really, really, really bullish. So, tons of accumulation. Next thing to point out really quickly is, let's go back and talk about that par SAR really fast. So the par SAR were those little blue dots underneath the price per share that I circled right here. Right there. Basically, they were designed by the same guy that created the ADX, which is this one right here, this indicator down here. The ADX line itself measures trend strength, while the plus DI line and minus DI line just kind of tell you which direction the trend is going. So anything above 20 is considered to be relevant, and we're currently sitting at 30.69, which is up from yesterday, which was in the 29s somewhere. So we're trending up with the trend strength. The trend strength is actually growing, so it's becoming a stronger trend. And the plus DI line is also spiking up, and it's currently above the minus DI line and the ADX. So we've got a bullish trend going, which is confirmed by the par SAR, and those two indicators work together and confirm each other. So, got a bullish trend, it's growing. Next thing worth pointing out here is the Williams %R, currently maxed out here into the overbought category, which, believe it or not, for this indicator is actually a bullish sign. So, what you like to see is that this stays in the overbought category as long as possible. That's the and like it can oscillate within it and stuff, but as long as it stays in there consistently, that's very, very bullish. And as you can see, we're maxed out there right now. So Williams %R is reading very, very bullish short-term momentum here. The next thing worth pointing out here quickly is that the Trix has also had a bullish curl. Very, very bullish curl here, and it is curling up, or crossover rather, sorry. And it's curling up really sharply right now. So the Trix, another short-term momentum indicator, is looking very bullish. Last thing I want to point out, I kind of touched on this in the last video also, but you can see that all of the red candles, even the big ones like this one right here, they have really low volume compared to the green days. So that basically means that the sell-offs were not necessarily of significance. They weren't necessarily important. Because as you can see, this sell off from like $1.36, $1.35 area, all the way down to $1 per share. Very low volume. I mean, there was next to no volume there, so it wasn't a significant move. There's a lot of people holding shares from back at $1.36 in that range. So those people are going to look to hold to get out even, or maybe even for a slight profit. And they clearly didn't sell their shares because there hasn't been enough volume since then to really justify that drop, because you can see how many people had accumulated before with days like this and days like all of these, where it was green days and strong volume, and we have not had a single really strong volume red day. So there hasn't been a justified dump here. People are still accumulating shares since day one, and things are looking very bullish here. So yeah, that's my take on PTOO. So I'm not a professional financial advisor, so please watch this video for entertainment purposes only. I cannot be held responsible for your buy or sell decisions. Those are your own to make. Thanks for watching, and good luck trading PTOO and whatever else you're trading.